Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robert Chappell, Executive Editor of Madison365, with your daily update for September the 14th. Today, what I didn't know yesterday when I talked to you, uh, is that the relatively low COVID numbers I gave you yesterday may have been artificially low, because there was apparently some technical issue in updating the data at the State Department of Health Services. So yesterday we reported like 665 new cases, positive test rate 7.7%, one additional death, which put the daily average of deaths at 11, or I'm sorry, at 13. So all of that felt pretty okay for a Monday, but actually turns out might have been artificially low. So I was a little concerned that today would be kind of catching up from that data and we'd see a really high number of new cases. And that is not turning out to be the case. We are over 2,000 again for the day, 2,088, but that's not out of line with what we've seen in the past several Tuesdays. Right, 2,000 new cases is always a lot. That's more than we want to see. But I was given that yesterday was supposedly artificially low. I really thought there might be an extra like 1,000 cases today or something, but there's not. So that's good news. The 7-day average, however, did go up a bit to 1,670. 1,670 is now the 7-day average. Yesterday, that was below 1,500. It was 1,482 yesterday. So the 7-day average was actually pushed downward by that delay in the data. So it's back up to 1,670. It's been higher than that recently. It's been over 1,700, in the last couple of weeks. Good news also on the 7-day average positive test rate. That is the percentage of all tests in the past 7 days that have come back positive is now 7.6%, which is still really too high. We need that to be below 3%. That's kind of the standard that we want to reach for. However, that's on a downward trend since it peaked in this particular surge of cases that peaked back on September 5th at 8.5. So the fact that that has been coming down now for almost 2 weeks is pretty good news. It was 7.7 yesterday, 7.6 today. So it is coming down slowly. I'm sorry, I had that date wrong. The peak date. Oh, no, I didn't. The 5th, it was 8 point. These graphs are very difficult to manage, to navigate. And the 9th, it was 8.3. Okay, so over the past just not even a week, it's down to 7.6, which is good news. Now some bad news. New average, 7-day average of reported fatalities is now up to 15. There were 11 confirmed yesterday. Now there was 2 days last week that we had 56 deaths reported in just 2 days. Again, those are not deaths that happened those days. Those are deaths that just were reported those days, were confirmed. Right? It takes several weeks and sometimes several months to have somebody die of COVID and have it appear in the data. So I would anticipate if there will be more deaths, we'll see those on Wednesday and tomorrow and Thursday. We'll see a larger number of deaths. So that's this average of 15 per day might continue to go up. Because remember, hospitalizations and deaths are lagging indicators, right? So you have when you have a upward surge in cases and in positive test rate, you get the uptick in hospitalizations a couple weeks later, and then you get an upsurge in deaths a couple weeks after that. So these 15 average of 15 daily deaths that are being reported right now are reflective of the cases that began to go up like in late July, early August. That's when the cases started to go up. That's when we had, we're in the 500, 700 new cases per day. Has translated now a little over a month later, into 15 deaths per day. Now, and the same thing goes the other direction. When the cases start to go down, it'll take 3 or 4 weeks for the deaths to start going down. So we could, in the next couple weeks, even if everything is better, as we've been seeing at a national level, cases are drifting downward. Even if we continue drifting downward, there might be a 3 or 4 week period here where we're overlapping the downward trend in cases, but the deaths will still be going up. Right? So don't be alarmed by that. It's not going to be good news. Like, we don't want to see deaths go up, but deaths will very likely continue to go up for the next month or so. Right? And when we're hitting over 1,700 cases per day, the pattern has been about 1% fatality rate, right? So that would indicate that about a month from now, we'll be in that sort of 17 to 20 deaths per day, which is not that much higher than it is now. So again, though, if the cases continue to go down, which I think might be happening because people are altering behavior, right? We're seeing the surge in cases, and a lot of people are masking up and deciding not to go shopping and deciding to work from home and that kind of stuff. And we have over half of the population of Wisconsin fully vaccinated, 52.5% now completely vaccinated. So all that could be helping keep the cases to begin to turn downward. It's also possible that this is a temporary downward trend and we'll start to spike up again once as we get closer to the holidays, which is what happened last year. So we will wait and see. But for now, the numbers aren't bad, and also hospitalization numbers today did not go up. They're not good numbers, but they didn't go up. 1,055 people currently hospitalized in the state of Wisconsin due to COVID infection. That's one lower than yesterday, but only 10 more than a week ago. So that's like less. It's a 1% increase over the past week. So while this hospitalization numbers have continued to increase, it's leveling off. Right? There was a very sharp increase in hospitalizations that began about 3 weeks ago, and now it's started. While it's still going up, the trend is still upward, but it's much less sharp. The ICU population is still about 1/3 of the total hospitalization. So out of all those people that are hospitalized, about 1 out of 3 are in intensive care right now, which is not good at all. However, that population is down by 13 since yesterday. And that's actually 1 lower than it was a week ago. So the ICU population has really leveled off, which is, again, it's still high. It's still too high, but the fact that it's not going any higher, we'll take it, right? Remember, hospitalizations peaked last year at almost 2,300. So we're almost halfway there already. And so anything we can do to slow that down, and anytime we see that slowing down and we're to where we're not maybe going to reach that peak, that's good news, right? So again, it's difficult to say exactly why these numbers appear to be getting better. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not, you don't want to ask too many questions, but it does seem as though numbers are getting better nationwide. I don't think it's just because of any sort of natural herd immunity or anything like that. We still have, going on 3 million people in Wisconsin unvaccinated. There's plenty of fertile ground for this virus to spread, right? You have at least 2 million people, give or take, who both are not vaccinated and have never been infected, right? So there's plenty of opportunity for the virus to spread. So I don't think that's it, but I do think that people, like I said, this happened last year too, where you had a surge and people just changed behavior. We don't have government mandates outside of city of Racine, city of Milwaukee, and Dane County mandating masks indoors, but not really enforcing it. But people for the most part, not everybody, but for the most part, people just follow the rules. If you institute a mask mandate, most people put masks on without much complaint. And if you take the mandate away, they'll take their masks off, right? So without a statewide mandate, I think the only thing I can think of is, first of all, we got over half of us vaccinated, which provides some sort of protection, sort of statewide. But also, people are probably just kind of taking a step back. There's a lot of activities and gatherings and stuff like that. So hopefully, we hope that continues. We will see. So there's also a danger of getting complacent. Like if things start getting better, then we're all gonna go party again. Margie asked, has Milwaukee dropped its mask mandate? No, it hasn't. That's what I said. The three that I'm aware of right now that are require masks indoors, I believe. If I'm wrong about this, correct me. But City of Racine, City of Milwaukee, and Dane County are the three that are requiring masks right now. But there's no statewide. There's nothing statewide at all. So that is that. That is those are the COVID numbers. If you have any questions, any additional questions, feel free. I will say, despite the things getting slightly better, there are still 16 counties in Wisconsin that whose transmission or whose case activity level is classified as high, and there are 56 counties whose case activity level is very high. So that's great. Also, tomorrow we should get an update on the vaccination and the impact of vaccination. They did this. They started this last month on August 15th. They put out a report for the month of July. Well, they put out a report for all months since February, but they highlighted July because that was most recent, about how many cases per 100,000 among vaccinated people versus unvaccinated people, hospitalizations and deaths and cases, to give you a real stark statistical understanding of the community-wide impact of being vaccinated. And we expect an update of that, for basically a report for the month of August, to be released tomorrow. So I'm hoping I'll have that for you tomorrow afternoon. If it's late or whatever, if it comes out late in the day, then we'll have it on Thursday. But that's the idea, is on the 15th of each month, they're going to report those numbers. So we will take a short pause here. I was wrong about this, about the Milwaukee. Maybe I was thinking about the school district or something. So I apologize for that. Thank you for correcting me. The city of Milwaukee does not have a mask mandate right now, but the school board is asking for it to be reinstated. So thank you for that, Margie. Appreciate it, and I apologize for the error. But I'm going to take a short pause, and we'll be right back. I'm going to have some more local and state news for you coming up right after this.
I wasn't sure if it was the right time.
Then I heard about the College Try.
You take classes for 7 days, see if it works for you.
No obligation, no worries. I kept going. I'm so glad I did.
I wanted to do online classes, but I didn't have a computer. Then Madison College hooked me up.
You can borrow a college laptop and a Wi-Fi hotspot.
Seriously.
My dad always says, give it the old college try.
For real. Give Madison College the college try.
Try Madison College risk-free for 7 days.
No commitment.
Just try it.
Like a free trial for college.
Like, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
All right. The on Madison365.org today, we got a few national stories from CNN, a few local stories. I'm just going to share a few local things here. This panel, a very diverse panel of health advocates and experts, is going to have an event on Thursday next week, the 30th. Not next week, not even next week, the week after, September 30th. Be a online virtual workshop about falls prevention. It's called Only Leaves Should Fall, because it's that time of year. But falls and the resulting health impacts are a significant impact for older people. It's estimated that 1 out of 4 older people experiences a significant fall every year, and only half of them get called their doctors. So it's a significant issue. You have a lot of health folks that are going to talk about that, and not only to help you be safe, keep your home safe, but your parents also. I'm getting to the age where I have parents to think about who are of that age that I got to worry about this stuff. So it's an important issue. And so that is on Madison365.org. Today you have the links and the everything you need to register for that. Also today, in the race for United States Senate to represent the great state of Wisconsin, Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes received the endorsement of Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, who also ran for president this past in 2020. That's a pretty big announcement for him. He is his internal polling that he released last week shows him 29 points ahead of the field. There are 9, I think, Democrats running for the privilege of running against Ron Johnson or whoever the Republicans put up for that seat. It's not clear yet. It has not been fully determined whether Ron Johnson's going to run for another term. But if he does, it'll most likely be Mandela Barnes against him. If he does not, it'll be Mandela Barnes against whatever other Republican candidates vie for that spot. Finally, today, the Latino Chamber of Commerce, which is based in Dane County. It used to be the Dane County Latino Chamber, but it is now a statewide organization, but it's still based in Madison. They're going to kick off their Hispanic Heritage Month tomorrow. Hispanic Heritage Month, as I mentioned yesterday, we're talking about Viva Mexico. Cinco de Mayo was not Mexican Independence Day. A lot of us white people grew up thinking that, but it's not. September 16th is. So Hispanic Heritage Month is September 15th through October 15th. And that's so tomorrow, the Latino Chamber of Commerce is going to celebrate with a big open house and a big announcement or two, announcing what they're calling the Prospera revolving loan fund, which will help support Latino small businesses and some other stuff as well. So go to Madison365.org for details on that if you want to get in on the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration there. That is all the news I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you can think about supporting the work we do. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So if you go to Madison365.org/thefam, you can subscribe. You can make yourself a monthly member of the fam and join our family and support the work we do to keep the news coming and to keep it free for everybody. So that's all I have for you. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of those you love. And we'll be back tomorrow with more news right here from Madison365. Have a great night.
This is 365 Media.